Hello, everybody. This is Merle M. Singer, the Relationship Miracle Worker, here with my next section of Merle's Pearls. I've been married over 50 years. I must know something about relationships. I have to tell you that I am at a National Speakers Association and I am in the middle of an event. In fact, somewhere in this building, they are doing an auction. And the owner of the restaurant was nice enough to find me a quiet place. There are chairs all over the place. Look. But I've got a nice background behind me. Okay, I look a little darker than usual, but what's the difference? So I had in mind to do a project with I'm watching who's online. Hi, everybody. And I wanted to talk about Edward deBono has a method of teaching which is called six thinking hats or caps, and he has different color hats and they represent different ways of thinking. But I think I don't have my regular computer. I'm just on my phone here, and so I can't show you my visual that I want to show you. So I'm going to save that for next week. What I want to talk about is the introduction to six thinking caps, and that is, I think that we take relationships as if they're locked in cement, like this is the way it is. So somebody you don't get along with is somebody you don't get along with, and somebody that you do, and never the twain shall meet. And that's not true. I want to say that again. That is not true. You actually have control over relationships, even relationships that you don't like. If you can wrap your head around that concept, that is the first step to your making some really wonderful major changes in your life. Now, that person could be your partner, or it could be your partner at work, or it could be your kids or your in-laws or your friends or whomever. Now, there are certain people that are just so extraordinarily negative that to the extent that you can get them out of your life, feel free. But and you don't have to make a big thing about it. Just don't call. And often those people don't call you either. So now that you've gotten the major negative people out of your life, okay, so you still have your mother-in-law, or you still have your husband or your wife. There are certain people that you can't as easily get out of your life. But it doesn't mean that in most cases, assuming that there's not abuse that's a legal issue, the way you treat them can make a difference in how your relationship goes. So what do I mean by that? Okay, I'll tell you what I mean by that. I mean that we are so unaware of the energy that we create around our feelings about somebody. So if we don't like somebody for whatever reason, and hey, this is not about, well, it's reasonable or it's not reasonable. This is about how you feel anyway. So what do? You are, without realizing it, giving off that negative energy. What can you do then? What can you do? I hate him. I just hate him. That's all. I hate him. So negative energy or not, he's horrible. Maybe there's another way. Maybe you could say, look, he's not a devil. He's just awful. So he has nice shoelaces. or he polishes his shoes, or he wears a nice tie, or he does nice t-shirts, or he loves his mother or something. You know something about that person that's nice. And I know you're swearing to yourself that it's only that one thing. But nevertheless, there is that one thing. If you would take the time to say, I like your shoelaces, or you took out the trash, or you kids, you did make the bed, but your room is still neater than it usually is. Whatever, and it can be comparative. Nobody has to be perfect. They can just be better than they were yesterday. You can just be a little more aware of the improvement than you were yesterday. That can be for your boss. It can be for the person that sits at the desk next to you. You can quit your job, and I don't recommend first thing divorcing your partner either. That's got to come a long way down the line. So that was going to be my preview. I guess I extended a little bit to the six thinking caps or hats. You can look that up in the meantime. You can look up Edward deBono, DeBono, and you'll see the different thinking caps and what they represent. It'll be an interesting talk next week. So I'm glad you're here. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Elvis. I saw who I already forgot who I saw. Ellen, yes, and Pasquale. I'm glad you're on this. And aren't you proud of me that I got out of? Fortunately, they had a comedian on, and at least he was done. Now they're doing this auction, and I it's a whole other thing to say everything that I've learned here. It's really been awesome. I'm in Denver. So I'm true to you, people. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock here where I am. And my watch still showed it as the right time. So tune in next week. Remember, Relationship Miracle Worker, buy my book, Cracking the Relationship Code, and buy it on Amazon and read it and then put a nice review. That would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. So enjoy, everyone. See you next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Bye.